Guys, man, it's Semen back once again with yet another video. I want to talk to you guys about how we need to be carrying ourselves when we get into those high streaks of semen retention, right? We've built the energy. We're not building. We're still going to be building, obviously, if we get on long streaks, and I'm talking about 2, 3 months, 4 months, beyond. But we've already built a lot of the energy. We've understood, because when you've gone through like 2, 3 months of semen retention, most likely you've gone through 3 full moons, 3 new moons. And of course we understand, right, from my previous video on the channel, that how the moon cycles have direct correlation to the ebbs and flows, the strong ebb and flows of the energy that is built in semen retention, right? We understand that. And so dealing with that big stretch of energy, the pull on that energy, right? Your experiences for those specific days in those specific periods where the energy is going through an ebb or the energy is going through a flow, we've understood how to deal with those things. We've understood also when you're hit with those waves of lust, right? Having gone through 2, 3 months of semen retention minimum. We understand that at some point they hit us very, very strongly, and we seek to release. But we fought that, right? In the beginning, we fought it directly because we didn't understand how to properly filter those experiences, those sexual experiences, and so we've dealt with it directly on head instead of creating that aqueduct that I talked about in my earlier videos, where you see things of the world, the sexual nature of the world, the scantily dressed woman, the lust, and then you filter it through your mind, and then it comes out one way. Nothing lingers, as Leonardo da Vinci speaks about within the nature of water. The sexual thoughts and the experiences of the world don't linger and stagnate like water. They just flow directly through. We've already mastered that, having gone through minimum 2, 3 months of semen retention, right? We've also started to build that primordial light in us through not only going past the first gate of subjugating the flesh through semen retention, but we've inadvertently started to follow God, or at least a higher power. We've understood His precepts. We don't mix with the people of the world. We don't give them our advice. We don't give them the pearls, or else they're going to trample over them. We don't take what they're selling. We don't eat what they're giving us. We don't drink what they're giving us. We've rejuvenated the dopamine receptors in our minds. I'm going through this whole process because I want to explain the depth and the meaning of what you guys are truly doing. We've renewed our dopamine receptors because we're not constantly getting that fill of dopamine through sexual release, through looking at social media constantly without end, without any purpose. We are not looking at ways to pleasure or satiate ourselves in the temporary, in the momentary, in the ephemeral, right? We're just fine with being still and understanding that life inherently, due to that subjugation of the flesh through semen retention, we understand that life inherently has ups and downs. And life, the way of God and the way of His will, is having faith in the down periods and in the high periods. We've understood it intuitively. And so we started to deal with the people of the world much more strongly, and we understand exactly where they're coming from. They're of manipulative, very hedonist ends and natures. They only care about pleasure. They only care about the flesh. Now, with all of that being said, I want to teach you guys how to walk through this world, no matter what culture you're from, what racial background you're from, or you claim is more important than the other. I want to walk you through how to walk through this world as an individual, holding light on semen retention. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it, right? So, what I was saying, right? When you build that light in you, let's go even beyond that. I want to talk to you about the people of the world. There's a video that's probably already released at this point in time where I spoke about me not criticizing people drinking, smoking, doing drugs, and smoking weed as a lambast or an attack on their character per se. I was trying to explain to you also in those videos that when you do those things, you are doing it not because you're conscious of it, but it is an unconscious response to the ebb and flow of the energy of the trajectory of God's way, which is life, the great plan that He brings us all through. The idea of today is a day in July. I am going to take a shower, go have breakfast, go do laundry maybe, go take the train, go to the Manhattan, go buy something, come back to Brooklyn, go buy something else, maybe trip on the sidewalk. I didn't do that, by the way. We don't trip. And then go into another place, and then we do that. This is all God's way. We have no idea how things are going to happen, when things are going to happen, but it happens. The people of the world smoke, drink, do drugs, are taking on the fornication. They love pleasure and hedonism because they don't want to feel the downs of God's plan. They inadvertently and directly hate putting faith in God because they have no idea, no control over what happens next, which is why the children of Israel in the Old Testament were punished by God and had Moses' anger kindled against them, because when he came down from Mount Sinai, he found them worshiping idols, observing the times, doing divination, observing the stars, not believing in God, because they are afraid. The same chosen people that refuse to live, to move on from the first covenant and accept the second covenant of Jesus Christ, they believe in that, right? And even the people that understand that Jesus has sacrificed himself for the liberation of all souls, not just the chosen people of Israel, but people that are not from that tribe, they still do not value God's word. They do not trust in God. And so they want control over their futures. They want to know what happens next. They never want to feel sad or any sorrow. They just want to feel pleasure. That's the people of the world. Now, let's get back into this, because I'm trying to stress onto you guys how important the practice of semen retention is. And it's the same with secret societies too. Secret societies function in the same way. Freemasons, the 13-7 worshipers, the blood drinkers, the one that Epstein is part of, that's probably Freemasons and some other sect of secret society that's interested in taking energy and harvesting energy from children, which is completely blasphemous, and they will receive exactly what it is that they sowed. Best believe that, right? These secret societies that people join, right? They do these things because they reject God's way. They reject God's future. They reject God's plan for all souls, regardless of where their backgrounds are from. They want control over their lives. They want control over the world. They want domination over the souls that can be exploited because of ignorance of this divine knowledge, because they're keeping it hidden on purpose for that same effect. That's exactly what it's. These people, these elites, they understand semen retention. They understand the Bible. They understand the prophecies thereof, the third temple, all that kind of stuff. They understand all of it. Revelation, the second death, the world to come. The dragon, mother harlot, they understand all of it. The Kalki from Hinduism, which is Vishnu's 10th or 11th incarnation, Maitreya, they understand all of this. All of it, I'm telling you. And they seek to use that information for evil, to control the trajectory of God's will. That is it. And so this is why now we're gonna get to the crux of this video. When you are on semen retention, you have no idea how much good you're bringing into the world, because you are therefore surrendering your life and your soul and the trajectory thereof, your wants, your desires, your needs, that is manipulated by the conditioning of your parents and your friends that fall into the ways of the evil one, that have not disciplined themselves, right? You break free of all of that conditioning and you give your trust to God. Whatever He has planned for you, you accept it. Whatever the down days are, I'm gonna accept it and sit in it and accept it. And I will not push that or have anyone else experience that, because it is my journey and it's my cross to bear on my own, and God and the Spirit of Jesus Christ and the Holy Ghost will help me. You understand not how much good you're bringing onto the world. When you choose to separate yourself from the licentious and the lascivious nature of the world, the women that seek to lead you astray, the men that seek to lead you astray, you have no idea. Every conscious choice that you make, in every moment that you decide to make this conscious choice of being celibate, of holding your energy back, of not releasing, not going on the adult film websites that's created by the enemy to keep souls like us in bondage forever, until we end our physical lives here, right? By the way, think about it. There's no way that they'll create 4K content that's highly stimulating for free. I want to watch, I'm telling you, I still want to watch The Devil Wears Prada 2 for free. I can't do that. I have to go to one website, get to a VPN, do this. I'm waiting to see Spider-Man, the latest Spider-Man movie. If I could see it for free, I would not, because I support the actors, of course. You have to support their work. But You can't see Spider-Man for free unless you go through all these different tunnels of websites and VPNs and such. They have adult film content and lewd material and licentious content for free. Men, semen retention. You will understand that it's an energy that you're holding. You built it off of your own back with the guidance of Jesus Christ and God, right? You understand, you're gonna see, I want you guys, this is ultimately what I want you to do. When you have that energy in you, you're going to be lax, you're going to be lackluster, you're going to be too giving. The people of the world will take it. They understand so much about who you are. They're either taken onto oaths with secret societies, or they've rejected God and Christ altogether. And so they want to do their own thing by their own efforts, by their own thing. And they sacrifice to idols, they worship all these other gods, all of this kind of stuff, right? For their own ends, domination, control, exploitation of the weak and the ignorant and the meek, right? That's all. You're going to have this energy and you're going to be around people that know exactly what you're carrying and how you got in there. They're going to bring people in your way. They're going to create environments and situations around you, everywhere you go, crowds, where they're going to force you to react reflexively. And so they're going to bring people in your path to take that energy from you, to get that quick siphon off of you, right? To try to implant or auto-suggest ideas into you where you should discard the path altogether. You should consider something else instead of this. This is how these people operate. This is how these people work. I'm telling you, I want you also, when you're on those long streaks of semen retention, right? When you are holding in your energy, when you're celibate, observe the people of the world around you. Please look at them. You don't have to say anything, or if you, just for respect's sake, don't stare and say hello. How are you? Just say hello. You know, it never kills to be polite. It never hurts. But observe exactly how they interact with you, how they interact with the environment. When you have this energy that's built up inside of yourself because of perhaps some exciting subject that you've seen, or some feeling that came about that makes you feel elated some way, euphoria. Observe how the people of the world react to that, you feeling that energy. Understand what they do. They're very, very malevolent. They're very, very selfish, solipsistic, and hedonist. They're manipulative, shadowy. I'm telling you, guys, you must, and even besides all that, over all that, you must love them anyway. Do not ever become like them. I made many mistakes in the past of returning evil with evil. I was like, I'm gonna be mean to you too. I'm gonna bump into you too. I'm gonna say this, but it doesn't do anything. It only fulfills their ends of getting you to their level, because they've already sacrificed themselves and their autonomy to evil. They want to perpetuate evil. All of inadvertently, whenever we think of Epstein and what he has done, which is completely blasphemous, and people express this outward disgust for what he did, this anger towards what he did. But as they carry themselves through lust, through selfishness, through manipulation, through exploitation of the weak, through their micro actions every day, they're no different from this guy. I'm telling you, it's the same energetic charge. Negativity. Understand exactly what you're harboring in your bodies, my friends. All that energy that you're saving through the sexual transmutation of that energy, right? When you subjugate the flesh, I'm gonna keep stressing it until more of us understand this. When you subjugate the flesh, it is the first gate of the rest of the subjugation of the rest of the things of the body, of the other things in the body that are inclined to do sin. That proclivity to be negative, right? To reject people of the world, to be angry at them, to cast hate, to cast sorrow and despair, to spread that, to carry that with you and affect children who are just beginning their journeys here. To be deceitful, right? You have to understand all of these feelings. You have to understand all of these emotions in you. And when you begin that semen retention practice and subjugating the flesh, the natural subjugation and eradication of all the aforementioned traits of despair, hedonism, lasciviousness, licentiousness will all disappear, no more. As Jesus Christ said, Revelation, the book of Revelation, everything of the former world is gone. There will be no more weeping, no more sadness, no more tears, because the former things have passed away. They're gone. You need to renew yourselves, please. Renew yourselves. You renew yourself through austerity measures on the self. You do not need to buy foods with excessively high sodium. You do not need to buy processed foods. You do not need to go on dating apps and try to mix with the people of the world only for a sexual basis and a connection, right? Read the Bible. If you are unsure of what to do or how to act in this world, read the Bible. If you are unsure of how to carry yourself and how to think, open the Old Testament, go to Ecclesiastes, go to Wisdom of Solomon, go to Proverbs. Solomon will tell you everything that you need to do. He understands exactly what the human condition is and all the seasons thereof. Read what Solomon has to say, get your motivation up. If you need just energy, motivation in general, just a pep in your step, morale to continue with life, read Psalms. King David, when he was chosen by God to smite Goliath, one of the champions of the Philistines, the heathen culture, right, of the world, of the land of milk and honey, he was a singer, he was a bard, he was a troubadour. He sung songs which motivate us. Music has so much to do with our consciousness and our psyche. Read Psalms. You'll understand exactly what it is that you need to, look at this. Look at this. You'll understand exactly what you need to do. We have a guy named Jay Speaks. He's been following the channel for so long. He just sent me a message. I just got your message, man. Thank you so much. Side note for the video. Let me just read it. He said, you've been, hold on. That is, oh my, I love receiving comments like this, man. And especially in times like this, because I know I'm doing the right thing. He said, you have been killing it on YouTube lately. I'm so glad you're back, man. You are such an excellent, relatable, and well-articulated person. May God bless and cover you in anything that you set your mind to. Thank you so much, Jay Speaks. I'm not gonna lie. I will continue to do exactly what it is that God plans for me to do and what God wants me to do. Honestly, I wanna spread all the knowledge that I have on semen retention to you guys. I want to hold your hand through all of the low points of the practice, because there will be low points, there will continue to be low points and temptations from the world, and I have dealt with it. I understand it. I will help you to the best of my ability. Now, let me continue. Like I said, you need motivation, you need pep in your step, you need morale boost. Read David. If you need an understanding of the consistent and persistent folly of evil, of the folly of man, in the world, read Kings, read Numbers, read Chronicles. You'll see the sons of David ultimately warring against each other and worshiping other gods, which are ultimately lust, observation of the times, divination, right? Sorcery, witchcraft, all of that, child sacrifice. All of that. You go to the New Testament. If you're unsure, if you need motivation, if you need a sharp observation of what needs to be done, read all of the letters to Paul, to the Ephesians, the Colossians, I forget how you say that, the Romans, Titus, his son of Christ, Timothy, his son of Christ. Read those books. You will understand exactly what it is you need to do. Understand, I'm telling you, I'm gonna end the video here. Understand, guys, that the world, seriously, the people thereof, when you grow, when you have that primordial light building inside of you, when you're disciplined, when you're walking through the crowds of 42nd Street, or Piccadilly Circus, or the Shibuya Square in Japan, in Tokyo, more specifically, or La Florida, La Provenza in Colombia, in Medellin, right? When you walk through these places, you're going to be in crowds of people that are all emanations of this world, which is taken on to hedonism, pleasure, destruction of the self through the aforementioned ways of hedonism and pleasure, right? The obfuscation of information and the transversing of corridors, of clandestine corridors for secret information to hide from the public, to perpetuate domination of the innocent, of the ignorant. That's it. They're all taken onto sin ultimately. We are not saviors, we are not Christs. The only thing Christ said that we can do is become like him by following his word, following his deed. Past the first gate, subjugation of the flesh and of the mind. Stay on semen retention. Please, please, flee fornication. I beg you, I'm telling you, you will understand so much about what this world is showing you. I'm telling you. And with that being said, guys, that is all I have to say. If you guys enjoy that kind of content, like, comment, subscribe. Of course, share the video with some peers. This video went on so long, but I get so passionate, man. I really do. I really, really do. Because this stuff means a lot to me. This knowledge means a lot to me because I've walked through it. I've lost, I could say right now, right now, I have no friends. I've cut off my family, everyone, and I do not regret anything. The only regret that I have in this life are the tattoos that I've gotten. I wish I've never gotten them. That's the only regret I have in this life. Only. As for all the other decisions that I've made them because I was guided by God to learn, to experience, so I could try my best to hold your guys' hand through this world, through the darkness of this place, through their methods of obfuscation of information, of concealment of ecclesiastic doctrine. This is what these people do. They manipulate. That's their nature. I love you all, guys. Always stay radiant. Don't ever let this place get you down. I promise we are going to be better. All the former things will be passed away, but you must renew yourselves first. Be kind, be good. The world is gonna hate you when you have that light in you. You're going to feel that inclination to just be overly sharing of your energy. Do not be this way. Be kind, be gentle. Do not hate them. Do not try to seek vengeance. Nothing. Let them bump into you on the street. Let them try to humiliate you in public. Let them say incendiary comments. It's fine. We are good. We are fine. We have that energy in us. We're gonna rise. We're gonna keep getting higher. We're gonna keep getting closer to Christ. We're gonna still be good people. I love you all, guys. Stay radiant. Stay altruistic. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Woo!